I'm going to go ahead and record while everyone's hopping on. If you see me start to like dance or jitter or something, I have been out of Energize for a really long time. And I just got the free stuff in the mail from Success Club from last month. So another reason to hit that. And I overslept this morning, so I'm going to work out after. So I'm just chugging my Energize. So raise your hand if you were on here last time we did this. I was on for part of the time. Okay, so I know she told you it's wine and why night. For a lot of us, we're going 100% on our fix, so it's water and wine night. But somebody might have wine up in here. I'm not sure. But I see a lot of water. This is pretty good. Last night, or the last time we did this, I literally had chills, and I was only on here for half of the time. So it's just really explaining, you know, why you do Beachbody, or why in general, and what this name means to you. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone's lines, except unless there's somebody who wants to go first. Anybody? Victoria, go. Oh yeah, you can do it. I know you can do it.
I can go first because I was on last time. Erica, you're muted and talking.
My life every time. Sorry, guys. Go ahead, Steph.
Bye. Around here, we had a few people who were not yet coaches, which was really cool to see. So people got to kind of find the community and learn a little bit about all of us before they joined. So it was a lot of fun. So we just had everyone come on and kind of share their reason behind why they're here and like why they started Beachbody, which is really cool to hear everyone's stories because I feel like we know a little bit, like parts and pieces of everyone's stories, but we may not know the whole thing. So it's cool to just be in a setting where like we all feel really comfortable with each other and we can share that. So as most of you may know, I actually grew up a competitive athlete. I was a competitive figure skater for 13 years before I had a back injury where I crushed 2 vertebrae in my back and could no longer compete. So I was kind of just doing skating for fun. At the time, I had been working out with personal trainers pretty much 2 to 3 times a week from the time that I was, I want to say like 8 or 9. And I didn't do it because I was out of shape or I was unhealthy or anything. But I had a great opportunity when I lived in Buffalo, New York, and I actually used to work out with the Buffalo Sabres. And so I started working with their personal trainer. And as I moved from New York to New Jersey, I kept having these great opportunities to work out with these amazing personal trainers, and it was helping my figure skating. So I kind of stuck with it. And when I went to college, I clearly, you know, the first year I didn't have a car. So I was borrowing someone's car, and I was lucky if I got on the ice like once a week. But physical exercise of any sort was like super, super important to me. Like I was always making sure that I was exercising in some way. And then you start to make new friends, and college gets the best of you. And before you know it, you're handing off your clothes that can no longer button to a friend that's 2 years younger than you, and you're hoping for the best. And I made some great, great friends, and we really enjoyed drinking, and we really enjoyed late night car rides to downtown that had Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, pretty much anything you can think of. And we thought it would be fun to do around the world basically every single week. And if you don't know what around the world is, you go to every single fast food restaurant on the street and you get at least one item from that place. So that's pretty gross. But I just continued to gain weight, but like at the same time, I was actively going to the gym and trying to work out because I was just in my mindset. And it wasn't until last year when I had really, hi Lisa, hi Katie Ann, hi Kelsey. It wasn't until last year.
Oh, I think.
It wasn't until last year that I had really realized how badly everything had gotten. I was in my best friend's wedding, and in 3 days will be the day that made me really understand this. But I looked at a picture of myself from her bridal shower, and I started hysterically crying. I felt like I ruined her day because the pictures weren't anything I could imagine, and I felt really bad about myself, and I felt huge. And all these things popped into my head today, which made me go and look at my start date, and it was May 8th when I was laying in bed, and saw a message or saw a post from Kelsey that made me comment on it, and instantly made her sign me up that night. So I'm like just now approaching my 1 year. That mainly happened because I'm getting married, and my countdown, I think, is at like 39 days or something super absurd. I'm getting married on June 3rd. And I really, really needed to just feel better about myself for my wedding. And I needed to get fit for my wedding. And I needed to do this for me and know that I worked my hardest to get to where I was. And so for months and months, I worked my ass off. But coaching wasn't something that I felt like I was ready for. I really wanted to continue to work on me until one day I was literally just sitting on my computer and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And in my mind, if you can't stop thinking about something, then you should probably at least try and do it. You shouldn't just completely block it out of your brain. And so I had texted Kelsey and I was like, okay, let's do this. I want to go all in. I want to try this coaching thing. What's the worst that can happen? And I did it to prove to myself that I could do it, but I also did it because my fiance makes double the income that I do, and I didn't think it was fair to go into a wedding where he felt like he had to be the breadwinner in the family and I wasn't bringing as much support. And this was my way of bringing that support in and trying to figure out a way to help. And now, skyrocketing to diamond so fast made me realize that I really could use this moving forward, and I have something to back up on. If I decide to leave my full-time job or when I have kids and I want to stay home. And so I've had this crazy transformation, like emotionally and physically, of wanting to do this for myself and then losing weight and getting ready for my wedding and then wanting to do this for my family. And it just keeps compiling. And I think I've said this to you guys before, like your why will always change, and that's okay. Just always keep that in the back of your mind, because my why from when I started in September is way different than from my why today. And I'm okay with that. And it helps me grow every day. And as we all know, none of us would be here without Kelsey or this team. So it really means the world to me that we can now do things like this where we get to come on, and rather than teaching each other something, we just get to talk about why we're here. And it gets us to connect on a different level, which I think is pretty freaking awesome.
All right. I love it. All right. Victoria's going. It's my job as her coach to push her out of her shell. I know she likes to stay in it, so I'm going. She'll love me for it later.
Oh gosh, there's so many people on here. All right, so my why. I hate you, Erica, but I love you. So in November, my wife and I decided that it was time to get off the couch, and I can't even breathe. All right. To get off the couch and do something I had personally tried over and over. I had showed Erica a notebook that I had from 2015 going into 16, like, this is my year, this is what I'm going to do, and I didn't do jack shit. And so November came and we decided we're going to get a membership to the Y, and we still have it, but we got a membership to the Y, and I went all in diet. Chicken and tuna and turkey and running on the treadmill from November to February. I did that and I lost about 20 pounds, which was great, but I wasn't losing nothing else. I wasn't happy. I was eating tuna and chicken and turkey every day, and my wife wasn't losing and she wasn't happy at all. But I had keep seeing these commercials on TV about Beachbody, and I was just like, let's just do the free 30-day trial. So I signed up for the free 30-day trial, and you don't get shit. So I logged into it and I was like, all right, never mind. So I just didn't even look at it. And then my friend had started this fitness buddies page on Facebook. So all of our friends that were starting diets all on their own different, journeys, just come on this page. And so she put me in there, and Erica was in there, and Erica added me, and Erica messaged me like, hey girl, I love your page. I'm like, oh my God. And I look at her page, I'm like, oh my God, I love your page. Who are you? So I creeped her and I creeped her, and like it was amazing, and I didn't know what it was. I had never heard of Beachbody or a coach or anything like that. So we ended up like having a phone call, and I didn't like, it was 20 minutes, and she's like telling me about All Access. She threw me like all this information and said something about coaching and said my page was kind of like it. And I'm like, okay, sure. I don't like limits, so give it to me. And then I'm like sitting there, and now I'm like in this Beachbody coaching thing, and I'm still like, woo, trying to do my own journey, and I'm still going to the gym and I'm doing the Beachbody, but I really wasn't committed to it at all because I was trying to figure out the coaching part and it wasn't working. I signed up my wife and got halfway to Emerald, you know, and whatever, got my aunt, got Emerald, and woohoo, but it was nothing. And then I was like, okay, I'm watching all you girls, all you coaches rock the journey. And then I seen it. So then I start drinking my shake, and then I start doing the workout every day, and it's all clicking, and I'm losing more, and I'm toning up, and my happiness, and I'm about to cry. So my why from when I started was because Erica was the bomb and I wanted what she had. Okay. It wasn't because I wanted my shake paid for, because I can pay for it. I didn't even really understand the importance of the shake. I can say I do now. I just thought she was cool. I've never been happy. Oh, so my why, I'm still trying to, you know, lose the weight, and I'm gaining the confidence. It comes naturally, and I have people that look up to me, and that has never happened to me before, and it's an amazing feeling. So that's why. But now that I feel all that, I can like actually see a future with it. I'm like, oh, like I could support maybe my family. Look at all these people, Kelsey, you know, like going big, like it's possible to see everybody. So yes, your why changes, and it like changes rapidly. Like the more you learn, the more you grow, and you dig in that personal development. And I didn't even understand personal development. I didn't start it till like literally 3 weeks ago. I started being faithful to personal development, and I've exploded. And I have got goals beyond goals, and I journal every single day, and it's changed my life. So someone can take it away.
I'm going to go off of that one. I'm going to mute you back. So as I'm in tears here, I'm just going to sum it up really quickly. That's my why. It used to be because I was the opposite. I couldn't afford my shakes. But now I want to help Victoria and girls like Victoria know that they can do it. I'm going to share a little bit more about her that she didn't share, and I'm sure she will be okay with. Her and I both kind of suffer from some anxiety. Like she was terrified to do that. And guys, you have no clue how freaking proud I am of her for sharing, because I threw her under bus, and I thought she was just going to stay muted and be like, no, I'm not doing that. Victoria 2 weeks ago wouldn't have done that. No way. I couldn't have paid her money to talk to you people who are our family. So if I can help somebody each day just grow out of their shell, and then on top of it, be able to support their families and grow a business and do all of that, that makes staying up tonight till however long I get this list done freaking worth it. Most of you kind of probably already know my why to the extent, but it was because I was overweight and going for my wedding, and I needed to sweat for my wedding, and then coaching came along with it. And luckily I stayed afloat for a while, but I have not committed 100% until Summit. You're not going, you need to go, because that was my moment. But then after Summit, you know, life happens. This year right now I'm teaching full-time. I'm a full-time student and running my business. and time is like inexistent. Like I don't have it, which I am doing a call in like 2 weeks on that. So I won't go too deep into that. But I'm like having trouble breathing now. I'm also drinking Energize for the first time in a long time. That's actually a really bad idea. I don't know why I did this. But my why has completely changed 360. I started this business not even thinking that I could help somebody. I needed so much help myself. For those of you who don't really know, I teach, but I'm not done with my teaching degree, and I'm paying student loans right now to teach. And my husband and I have just decided, I haven't really shared this at all other than with Kelsey, I'm not taking more classes this summer, and I'm going for it. So I am going to still teach next year because I signed my contract, but after that I will not be able to renew my job because I won't have the classes finished. So that's freaking scary, as I'm like twisting my wrist here. So I have to do it now. Like, it's not anymore of just, I want this. Like, I'm doing it, and I'm going to prove to myself that I can find, like, I can do this. Like, it's not just, I want to do this, or I wish I could. Like, I'm doing this because we're also planning to hopefully start a family one day. And he looked me in the eyes and said, I don't want our kids to go to daycare. And I don't either. Like, I don't, but I know that 2 teacher salaries, our kids are going to daycare. Like, if I don't change something, like, that's going to happen. So it's in my hands now, and seeing Kelsey pave the way, and Natalie and all the other coaches who are doing it full time, that's my why. Like, not to be like them, because I've done the comparison game for way too long, but to go with them and push with them and know that I can be up there with them and do this, and so can all of us. So your why definitely changes, but never be scared to share, because you don't know if there's somebody like Victoria waiting to hear about it. Because if I wouldn't have opened my mouth, she would be where she was before. So who wants to go next? Anyone?
I can go. My name's Melanie. I joined up with Katie Ann, I guess about 6 weeks ago. And then I guess just started coaching almost immediately after I got it. The reason that I wanted to even try Shakeology, I didn't even know Katie Ann, my boyfriend did. But I was just like, I've heard of Shakeology for like forever, and it was so expensive. And now I'm finally felt like I was in a place where I could actually buy it, right? I wanted to lose weight, but I wanted like the easy fix. So I was going to use it for meal replacements. Like, my plan was to do it morning and lunch. And then I was talking to Katie Ann, and she got me to do the 3-day refresh. So I was like, oh, that'll be perfect. It'll get me right on track. So I did that. But then the moment that I was sold was when I got the whole like portion containers and stuff. And I remember sitting on my bed and going through my book and telling my boyfriend, like, oh my gosh, they make this so simple. Because he was always telling me, you got to count your macros, because he's a personal trainer. I don't get the macro crap. But they made it so simple, and I was explaining it to him, and he was like, babe, that's macros. That's counting your macros. I was like, well, thanks. Well, this is easier, so I'm going to do my way. So then I started doing it, and then I just said, you know what, I'll go ahead and start coaching too, because I've always kind of wanted to do that. Another thing too, I don't know if y'all know much about Crohn's disease, but I have Crohn's disease. If you have any of your customers who have that, I have had tremendous success with it. It's for those who don't know, it's problems with your intestines, right? So food is really, really hard for me. Eating healthy is really, really hard because fiber and stuff is not, it hurts my insides. But since I've been on this, I have been in remission, and that's been a struggle for me for like the past year. So all positives going on here. I've dropped like 10 pounds so far in my first month. So I'm a happy girl. I don't know. I guess that's about it.
I love it. Thank you for sharing, and welcome. I mean, that's really new, and I know it's so exciting. So welcome, welcome. Anybody want to go next?
I can go.
All right, thanks. It's like that awkward moment.
I know. I didn't want if someone else was like contemplating it. Okay, so I will start from the very beginning. So when I've always been overweight. My whole entire life I've been overweight. And I've always tried doing different things. I've tried the diet pills. I've tried Weight Watchers, Slim Fast, the Special K, like eating 3 meals a day through Special K. Like, I don't know, it was like an email that I got and I was like, sure, let's try it. Didn't work. None of it worked. And I kind of just like brushed it off, and I like hid behind clothes, and I tried not to pay attention to it. And I tried to tell myself that it is the way it is. I am the way I am. And it wasn't until my boyfriend, he started losing weight. And I was really happy for him, but it pissed me off that all he had to do was stop drinking pop and go to the gym 2 days a week. I'm like, I've been slaving at the gym for 7 days, 5 days a week. I've been eating healthy, and my eating healthy meant eating wheat. So like, I thought that if I eat wheat substitutes for everything, wheat pasta, wheat bread, then I would lose weight. I didn't know that you were supposed to have like a certain amount, a day. So anyways, so he started losing weight, and I was like, great. He told me that he was at his goal weight, and we were just talking about it, and somehow it got brought up, because I'm not one to ask how much someone weighs, but somehow it got brought up, and he was like, yeah, I'm at my goal weight, and I'm 225 pounds. And I just looked at him. Okay, so he's this, I don't even know if I have a picture. He's this big, not big, he's just a football body, like wide shoulders, And I sat there, I was like, oh my gosh, I am 225 pounds. Like, that is not okay with me. Because at first, I hid the scale. I didn't look at the scale. I didn't want to think about my weight. But I knew in the back of my head how much I weighed. And then to hear him, he's 6'3", big built. I'm like, no, that's not okay. So then I started going to the gym more, and I started eating what I thought was more healthy. And one day I came home from the gym, and I saw an infomercial on TV, and it was for the 21 Day Fix. I was like, okay, this is it. I'm buying it. So I called. I didn't get the Shakeology. I just got the plan. Or just the program. So then I was on Facebook one day, and I saw that Kelsey had posted, and her and I went to high school together, but we didn't know each other. And I reached out to her, and I was like, hey, I got a coach, because you know how the free leads, I was a free lead to someone, and she was a mom of 3, and I was like, I don't really have anything in common with her, so I asked Kelsey if she would be my coach. She said, yeah. She got me signed up with a challenge pack with Shakeology when I was ready, after I was done with 21 Day Fix. And I canceled. As soon as I got my package, I canceled. Because I was like, I'm not doing this home direct bullshit. I cannot afford that. I'm a college student. And I was in grad school at the time. I was at grad school at the time. So then whenever I ran out of Shakeology, I reached out to her again. I was like, hey, I need more Shakeology. A home direct order would have given me that, but I had to take the hard road. And she's like, all right, let's just sign you up as a discount coach. Like, go get the discount. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this time. I promise. So I did. And our challenge groups, I don't know if you guys, some of you might know this, but they used to be solely on Facebook before the app was a thing. And I could add people that I found out. And so my roommate, she had the 21 Day Fix, but wasn't religiously doing it like I was. So I was like, hey, I'll just add you to the challenge group. And she's like, okay. So I'm adding her. I'm introducing her, like, hey, everyone, please help me welcome Gretchen Hines, to the group. And I was going on this spiel. Kelsey reached out to me. She's like, you're coaching. Why don't you just coach? I'm like, no, I'm not coaching. I don't post on social media. I don't know. I'm not doing that. So it took, I'm kidding you, maybe 5 or 6 times of her asking me. And then finally I was just like, okay, I'm going to do this. So at the time, I had 3 part-time jobs. I worked in an ice cream parlor at home, so when I came home on the weekends. I worked at a daycare up at school, and then I did one-on-one care with a special needs boy on the weekends as well at home. So the daycare had me working in the mornings and at night. Every free minute I had, they had me there. I was in grad school at the time. And for me to think about not being able to study just gave me anxiety, and I didn't have the opportunity to because I was always working. So it finally got to a point where when I was coaching, I was like, all right, I need to make it a goal that I can quit that job so I can focus on my schoolwork because my grades were being affected from it. So I made it my goal. And not only was I able to quit that part-time job, but I was also able to match my income from my second part-time job. So Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of success, blah, blah, blah. But that's how it was my outlet. It was my outlet to give me free time when I was in school because, it was the calm before the storm with classes. And it was just something that I needed for myself because it really pushed me and motivated me. So that my why obviously transformed. I got engaged in November, and I'm still in school. I graduate in May. So, I can't have a full-time job. So Josh, he has had one for a few years, 3 or 4 years. And I hated the feeling of him having to pay for everything and him having to, support me because I try to be as independent as I can. So now it switched to, setting aside a certain amount for my wedding, paying for all the certifications and all the stuff that I need. But it's just incredible that, we have this group here that we're all pushing together for different things, but we're all pushing together. And to think that we have the ability to give this to other people, like Erica and Victoria were saying, it's just incredible that, I could just go on for days. But in a nutshell, I love you guys. I love this team. I love Beachbody. I love being a coach. But that's basically it. I'm just really happy that you guys are all here and that we get to share moments like this together. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Okay, anybody else? We haven't gotten our little timer yet, so we're doing good. Martha, all right.
Can you hear me? Okay. All right, so I have an unusual long history with Beachbody. My original Beachbody program was the original Power 90 from Tony Horton when I was in high school. I lasted about a week and then didn't do another program till I tried Insanity. Lasted about 2 days, if that. Then like 2 years later, I got the remake P90. I did like 2 weeks of that. Still didn't know anything about coaching or anything, and I guess if I had gotten assigned to coach, they never contacted me. So then, back in August, I started seeing the promotions for like the health bet stuff. And that's how I got back into Beachbody, because all right, maybe I can win enough money to buy the challenge pack. And I was like, I really need to kickstart, because really what kickstart me is I really need to get my fitness back up in shape was the Olympics. So if some of you know and some of you don't know, I really am trying hard to make the 2020 Olympic team in shooting. So I know that if I don't get my fitness level up, I'm not going to be able to perform at my best. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get PiYo. It's I really need the extra flexibility and stuff to help me with my shooting. So thanks, Rebecca. So I did that. It's a 60-day program. It took me 70 or 80 days to finish it because I kept missing days. But before the end of the first month, Kelsey emailed me about, continuing Shakeology and stuff. When I ordered the challenge pack, I was like, all right, I'm not going to reorder Shakeology. I'm going to cancel the HD and all that, that most people go through. And so I ended up keeping it, talked to Kelsey some more. I signed up as a discount coach, or I signed up as a coach, and I was looking more into it, and I'm like, maybe I can do this enough to, pay for my shakes. And so I tried working it a little bit, but I'm not a really social person, so it's really hard to get to know people and talk to people. and that's one thing I really like about this team is it's like such a positive environment that I've really reached outside my comfort zone in terms of talking to people. When I started, I had like 140 friends on Facebook. I'd literally delete people if I hadn't talked to them in like 6 months. Now I'm up to almost 600 friends. So, and now in the last probably couple months, I've actually started trying to talk to some of those friends, not just add them. But back in November when we were making the elite push, I signed up my brother for my spouse account, sibling account. And then I got my dad to sign up as a discount coach. So I popped Emerald like the last day for us to hit elite. And I've kept that rank because I'm just getting Performance 9 that I'm drinking, and my dad's still on Shakeology. And I've sold 1 PIO, just the program, no challenge packs as of yet. But really in the last 3 weeks, my why changed. Originally I was just like, I'll just try to pay for my Shakeology. I like helping people, but I really didn't have a driving why. And a few weeks ago, I kind of had an epiphany. Kelsey doesn't even know this shit. I haven't talked to Kelsey about this. I'm going to try to have a call with her next week. But I've really tried to, get things together and really work the business. I've talked to more people in the last probably 5 days than I have in the last 5 months, literally. So what changed was I realized that if I can get going with Beachbody and really start helping people and talking to people and get people on board, I can stop taking overtime of where I work now. And that's just killing me. Like literally last year, the January to December, I had over 500 hours of overtime on top of regular 40-hour weeks. Yeah, Stephanie, I see your face. And so far this fiscal year, July to June, I've already got almost 400 hours. And we're still like 2 months away from that. So I'm probably going to be close to 500 hours again just for the fiscal year. So I work a shit ton of overtime, but I need that to help try to pay for the house remodel because I bought a house last year and credit card debt and student loans. So if I can get this going and try to at least make up some of that, I don't have to take near as much overtime, which means I can practice more. Like this week, I worked Friday night, so I couldn't practice. Saturday wasn't too bad. Sunday wasn't too bad. Last night, all hell broke. Monday and Tuesday nights, all hell broke loose. I had, if you watched me earlier, I was in the truck earlier for this call because I had a call. I was like, damn, I'm not going to make the call. Luckily, it was something simple and I could actually make it this time. But if I can buckle down and get this going, then I can actually try to reach my Olympic hopeful dreams because I'll be actually able to sit down and practice and work out things a lot better than I am now. Because right now it's just, I work a week of on-call. I work 80 hours that week, and then I have to take the 2 weeks I have off to recover from it because it just kills me physically. Because I have a very physical job. It's not just, doing paperwork and stuff. It's like digging ditches and fixing water lines and all that kind of stuff. So it's not an easy comparative overtime. It's like physical overtime. So that's my why, and hopefully I'll talk to Kelsey about it next week. But I've basically completely changed the way I've been working my business in the last 2 weeks.
I love that. That's awesome. I love that aha moment. It's the best. So I really, really don't want to cut this short. So don't think I'm crazy, but it says we only have 3 minutes left. So what I want everybody to do is we're all going to jump off this link and we're going to get back on the same link. And then we'll have 40 more minutes. You don't have to go that long. I don't want to keep you all night, but this is going well and there's still people on here that can share. So please get back on. Yes. I'd love for everyone to share because it's going great. So I'm going to end meeting for all, so it'll kick you off, and then go back to the Facebook page. I'm sorry, I should have just spent the money today and done it, but I'm going to kick us off and then we'll get back on. All right? Thanks, guys.